Yeah. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Dan here again. It's been a busy week here on Drum Talk TV. It's just even on air. And even today, I did Rhythm and Lows earlier today with Jeff Berlin. He featured Ginger Baker, which is weird. Bass player featured a drummer. Drummer featured a bass player, Tony Levin. So it's kind of a interesting, ironic thing, fun show. But tonight, as we're live, and if you're watching this on the archive, it might be good morning or good afternoon or whatever. I have with me for the second time David Drezek from Irmo, South Carolina, first place winner of a new drumming tribute challenge in our membership site, Steve Gadd. Congratulations, first of all, and how are you?
Thank you, Dan. Thanks for having me. I'm doing very well. I hope you're doing well.
Doing really well, thank you. And I was telling David before we came on, I've had a pretty hectic day. And I said, this is like the best part of the day. I get to chill. Not that it wasn't fun with Jeff, but this just feels so much more relaxed than the rest of my day. We're going to talk about drumming. We're going to talk about something I didn't know David did that he's going to show us, which is really cool. Don't worry, it's family friendly and it's drumming related. And we're going to show a fun video I found of Steve Gadd. We won't be able to show David's winning entry because one of the fun things about our drumming tribute challenges, as well as our Drum Talk TV Brilliance showcase where you could submit videos, is that not only can you, but you have to play to the originally released music and it won't get muted or pulled. And there's also a cover song I want to reference that I saw you do. And even Steve found it and sent it to me, said, you got to ask David about this. We'll get to that. It's a Robert Plant song. And if I remember right, that one, did that have Barrymore Barlow or Phil? Because I know Barrymore played on two songs.
Neither. Then it was a drum machine.
Oh, that one was the drum machine.
Fat Lip.
The Fat Lip. I can't believe happened again. And you played it differently. You know what? We'll start with this since we're here.
Yeah.
It has like this swing. And when that album came out, I had Simmons drums set up with my big obnoxious prog kit, and I got that same sound. So I played it, but you played it like straight through, four on the floor, and put a really neat spin on it.
I slowed it down. I basically half-timed it. Because the bass line went along with the halftime as well.
Yeah.
And, yes.
Totally different feel.
But it would sound like doing an acoustic drum track. And I added a little fill flair to it with some cool drum fills with the high toms and all that stuff. And
you know what? Submit that so that we can put it in the Drum Talk TV Brilliant showcase.
I will. Yeah,
it's really cool. And what drew you to that album? What drew you to that song? I take it you're a Robert Plant fan.
Huge, yeah. That when I started kind of mess around and recording stuff, it's always been a really cool song. But it's like, I really can't cover it because it's a drum machine, So it's like, heck with it. So I worked on it for probably about 2 or 3 months, just different things. I tried to play a jazzier version of it and a faster version of it. And finally I just had this, is it Squonk from Genesis? That's that.
Yeah.
Just that slow. I kind of use it
Fly on a Windshield.
Yes.
Lamb Lies Down on Broadway.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So just that slow, and then just some big heavy drum fills in there from time to time. And then during the chorus part, I just did some tom fills, just some nice clean, just during that whole period that they're singing the chorus. It was a lot of fun, and it's not perfect because again, I don't play with metronomes or anything like that. It was a drumless track again, and I just made it my own,
Yeah, and that's what I love about it. You didn't only make it your own, but it's a legitimate spin on it. It sounds really good. So Stephen and I and my wife and Steve's friend Christian on November 22nd, we're going to go see Robert Plant in Los Angeles at the invitation of Ollie Jefferson, his drummer, who we had on recently.
I'm jealous.
I might have that ready on my phone to play Robert and say, hey, you guys should do it like this. That way Ollie can play, not the drum machine.
It's
really
That's
good.
right.
I admire it very much.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely. So tell everybody what your entry was for the Steve Gadd Tribute Drumming Challenge. We'll talk about that process. And then we'll also play a clip of the great Steve Gadd and talk about his work.
Absolutely.
And then we'll show off your stuff.
Yeah. My submission was 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover. A song, I chose it. I'm going to be honest, I don't know a lot about Steve Gadd. I know of him. I've heard many songs of him performing.
Probably more than you even know. He's on over 700 albums.
You're right. When I started doing some research, I'm like, man, this dude played a whole lot of albums,
busy guy.
And, that song, I'm like, I'm going to challenge myself. And boy, Dan, up until the night of the deadline, basically, I spent the entire month I'm not a finesse drummer. Okay. The whole paradiddle thing and all the rudiments and all, I haven't done that in a zillion years. So it's like trying to go back and scaling everything way back to just, finesse every night, 2 or 3 different, 3, 4, 5 times. No, delete, no, delete, no, delete, no, delete, just trying to, just give me one. And I get through almost the end of the song and I screwed up when it comes back into that drum part, the pattern, So the last night of the submission, my wife teaches online courses. And of course, at 7:00 in the evening, Eastern time, I can't be on my drums because
what kind of courses?
She actually is on different platforms. She teaches English to different countries.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, there's like several different platforms that she's on. She's been doing it for several years now.
That's awesome. She should teach it to Americans because most Americans don't use proper English.
Right.
She should learn them some English.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. What school you went to? So
that's really sweet, though.
So I didn't have a good version that I felt good about. So I'm like, so I went inside. Hey, babe, can I? It's a soft song. Can I play a little bit longer? And she said, well, go out and play a little bit. I'll let you know. I'll put my earbuds on. So she said, yeah, that's fine. I was like, all right, appreciate it. So I did like 3 more takes. The last one I did, I was finally like, this is as good as it's going to get, and it's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. I have to tell you, Dan,
there's such a term though. You know what I mean? It's so subjective. It is what it is, just like fat lip. It is perfect. It's perfect the way you did it with your spin. So don't be hard on yourself, is my point. And I don't think people should be.
That's just the way I am when it comes to this. It's like the one thing that I do pretty well, and it means a lot to me. And I tell you, Dan, when I was watching your episode announcing the winners, in my brain, after I watched several of the others online, I'm like, I'll be lucky if I get 3rd place. If I don't get 3rd place, I'm not in the running.
Well, the $100 you sent didn't hurt. No, I'm kidding.
Man, I'm supposed to say that after the interview. So when you announced
really weren't felt like you were even in the running?
No.
There's some good stuff there. Absolutely. Yeah.
When you announced 3rd place, I'm like, that's it. I left the room and I went downstairs and I came back up after and I rewound it, finished watching it. You get to 2nd place. I'm like, I definitely didn't win anything here. Dan, I cracked myself when you announced my name I swear to God, I was in total shock. I went down and told my wife, she's like, what's wrong? I'm like, I don't understand. I won 1st place for the Steve Gadd drumming competition. I said,
that's hilarious.
I did not expect that at all.
I want to explain how the judging works for those who haven't seen this, don't know about it. You can check it out. You can get a free account at www.drumtalktvbrilliance.com. Go to the drumming challenges, and there's a whole bunch of them. There's all the way from a year ago we started doing them. John Bonham, Keith Moon, Neil Peart, Phil Collins. Right now, Chris Adler. We've done with Steve Gadd. We've done so many others in different genres.
Yep.
So the scoring has morphed over time. Now it's 50% of the weight of your score is based on accuracy. It's not about embellishments. It's not about doing your own thing. It is about matching the song. But more than that, so 50% of the score is accuracy. 30% of the weight of the score is how much are you emulating the sound of those drums. And the example I like to use is if you were playing Peg by Steely Dan, but your drums sounded like When the Levee Breaks, even if you nailed it note for note and put the note placements where they go, you got to emulate the sound. And then 20% of the score, which no one has taken advantage of yet, is fan praise. All you got to do is get your bros and sisses to go and click vote, and we add that up. No one's done that. So it's come down to accuracy and emulating the sound. And it sometimes gets really meticulous where we're literally playing back 3 measures, listening to the original 3 measures. And it's like, man, this is taking forever, but we want to maintain the integrity of the process and what people put into it. And yours ended up, I think you won by either 0.1 or 2 or 0.01 or 2. I don't have the scoring in front of me, but it was really close.
It was tight. Yeah, it was very tight when I remember the scoring. And, the sound, I had, muffles, I had towels, I had trying to get that. Man, I'll tell you, the snare drum was pretty good. The hi-hat, I couldn't get my hi-hat to sound anything like what he used. Of course, it's probably a different size, a different model, of course.
And I don't know if you know this, but the way he's hitting it, how you hit a hi-hat and what portion of the stick and what angle it comes at all matters. A lot of the times he's hitting it with his traditionally gripped left hand, which is a whole different strike than if you cross over with your right and hit it with the shoulder or even the tip. So that has something to do with the sound right there.
Sure. No, it's a good point. So yeah, I mean, and here's the kicker, Dan. The next morning when I went online, we've extended the competition for an extra 30 days. Thanks, Dan. I busted to do it. And I'm like, something? So I started working on it again. After like 2 or 3 days of that, I'm like, no, I submitted it. I'm done. If I don't win, I don't win. Whatever.
That's funny. And for those who haven't heard or don't know, we will extend it into the next month if we don't have a certain benchmark of amount of submissions, because we want it to be a robust contest, But yeah, great job. Let's visit Mr. Gadd's playing. This is one of my favorite things. I'm going to make sure the volume's up all the way. And we'll play, how much is this? We'll play, there's like 1 minute and 22 seconds left of this. This is so groovy. Check this out, folks. Here we go. That's crazy.
He's a beast.
Wait a minute. What's going on right here? I wish we could see his hands right here.
He's doing some sick doubles on the snare and hi-hat. He's got that thing too when he uses his foot a lot with the hi-hat, not just his sticking, but this timing is insane.
He's playing open-handed right there. It's like, why are the other guys even there? Just kidding. But he's one of the few, if not maybe the only person where in the same sentence, and it sounds contradictory depending on how you take this, he's a machine, but yet has so much groove and feel. Usually those two aren't used together. When you say someone's a machine, sometimes they're a bit sterile, or they're doing speed metal or crazy doubles on the bass drum, or that kind of thing. But he is a machine, but yet with so much groove, so much feel, and it's so deep. And that one thing he was doing, I wish we had a side shot of that. I can hear it, but I want to see what he's doing.
Yeah,
just amazing.
It was absolutely crazy. I did catch some of his Buddy Rich tribute drumming that he did, and Buddy Rich is Buddy Rich. Different style, but he made those songs his own and made them just as classy as Buddy Rich did his own way.
Yeah.
I saw Buddy Rich when I was in junior high school years and years ago. He came to my little town in Massachusetts that I went to school in.
Oh,
and
wow.
He performed at our high school, and I was lucky enough to go see him. And
I missed Buddy Rich, but I did see Louis Bellson at the in Coenga Pass between Studio City and Hollywood at the it's on the tip of my tongue. A beautiful theater there, outdoors with his band. It was just jaw dropping. It was really, really, really cool. What a great era of music that all their music.
Absolutely, I love watching some of that stuff. I pull it up on YouTube quite often. It's just, you can't beat that whole era. I wish I grew up in that time,
Yeah. I want to point something out though. A window, Steve. Steve's asking me something important. I want to point out to everybody that, first of all, as the first place winner and as other first place winners, you see that David gets an interview on Drum Talk TV, largest online platform covering the world of drumming, and a $125 gift certificate to his favorite music store. And the fact that he turned it in last minute to the original date and wasn't even really that familiar with the piece and all that. I mean, it just goes to show you, folks, just stretch, just dive in, just have some fun. I almost said no one's judging you, but we are, because it is a competition. But, don't be afraid. Just dive in and just do it,
It was fun. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's making me, when you look at the submission I did for Travis Barker, granted, I found out after the fact that he used a darn drum loop for that song I did.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about
that.
that.
Seriously, I feel like such an idiot after, and I'm like, I'm definitely not going to place anything here. So again, when I get announced I won second place, I'm like, really?
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
So Steve, our producer, told me that the video sounded kind of muffled. So we're loading the video again of Steve Gadd so everyone can hear the genius in the best fidelity we can deliver it in using what we're using. And then what I'd like to do after we see that again is go to your alter ego hidden talent of restoring drums. There's a reason why that currently fascinates me, and I'll get to that in a bit. But here we go, Steve Gadd. Thanks, Steve Shinder. nothing short of marvelous. I mean, like, what are your top 3 adjectives for what you just saw and heard?
It's funny how I look just like Steve Gadd in that video. Thanks for showing my submission, man. That was great, man. Even beard and everything. No, the explosions he does, the explosive in that first section, he just with the hi-hat and the snare, it's that really quick. But then that part you were talking about earlier, this was a much better version, by the way. I thought it was my computer that was acting up.
I'm glad Steve called us out on it.
He's doing, it sounds like he's doing just doubles on the hi-hat and the snare drum, just kind of back and forth with one another.
Keeping time with the bass drum.
Yeah, because he just, that blew my mind. I got to watch that again. Send me the link after, if you would, please.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah. And also the way he's actually playing the composition that the other musicians are playing and throwing in little frills in between those accentuated parts
Exactly. I love it when drummers do that. I love that.
And there's not a lot. There's not a lot that really meld into the composition as opposed to play a role in the composition, which of course is our job and that's fair. Sure. But he just was like all over it with the rest of the band.
To just be right on time, you know.
Yeah,
and little explosions and
all that.
Boom, right in there. Exactly. Yeah.
There's a lot of drummers that may try something like that and we speed up or we don't come in on the right beat and then it gets all discombobulated, but just so good. So before we went live, you held up a drum and said, and I do drum restoration. Show us that beautiful drum.
So story first, how I came upon these gems, I call them.
Yeah.
My last house I lived at before I moved into this home, my neighbor across the street was, I found out he was having an estate sale. He lost his wife a few years prior and was going to sell his house and buy a big RV and just roll him around the country with his dog. And so anyway, my other neighbor, who I jam with every now and again, comes out and says, "Hey, you should ask him." I knew this guy was a drummer. I mean, he years and years and years, and he hasn't played in a zillion years. And he told me that he went and bought a Ludwig drum set from the factory.
Wow.
Brand new, back in the 60s.
Oh, wow.
So I'm like, okay. So fast forward several years later, my other neighbor is like, "Hey, you should go ask him for those drums that he's got." I'm like, "I ain't gonna, that's, you kidding me?" I said, "I couldn't afford those." So him and his big mouth, he goes and he starts to, "Hey, David wants your drums. Go ahead, take them."
Take them?
Yeah. So I'm like, "Nah." I said, I can offer you a few bucks for them, but.
What was the finish on them at the time?
Hold on. I'm getting there. So I go, I'm following him. He takes me around back of his house, down. He starts to go to his crawl space. I'm like, what did I ask for? So he opens the door to the crawl space. Now, you're familiar with crawl spaces, right? They're just dirt and maybe a vapor barrier if you're lucky with plastic. But
right.
So I'm like, ugh. He's crawling under there and he starts to hand me out these old drum cases. I'm like, so I open one up carefully and they're like all brittle and, you know, he's lived there for, 10 years.
They're like old fiber cases.
Yeah, those old, actually they weren't the hard shell. They were like
almost a thick papery fiber stuff, right?
More like a leathery material, to be honest with you.
Okay.
And I unzipped one. I didn't know what to expect. And I pull one out. And it's like, I can work with this. So 1969 Ludwig Psychedelic. This is one that I finished. I finished this one. I redid all the chrome. I took everything apart. I cleaned the outside. I got
that wrap is unbelievable.
Oh, isn't it beautiful? I mean,
yeah.
The whole kit is like this. 1969. It's got the stamp inside. Oh, look at the original head. Look at that.
Oh, good grief. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's absolutely. Oh, here's the badge.
Yeah.
You know, you don't see that very often
The
anymore.
colors are so vivid, David.
Oh, they're beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I cannot wait. I have not played them yet. I've had them for just over 2 years. And I was gung-ho in the beginning because I had time, and I was fixing them up and taking them apart. And I took
Then you started spending all your time on these drumming challenges.
Yeah, exactly. So I started to mess around with them, and the only thing I get left now is I get the snare drum, and I've got the bass drum hoops, which are black painted, but there's a lot of chips, and so I've already sanded them down to get rid of a lot of the dead pieces. I'm just really nervous about painting the hoops. Just not sure. I've read several different things online, people who do restoration of drums, older vintage kits like this. And so I've got some ideas of how I'm going to do it, but I will be submitting a video one day that will have these drums. Wow.
You win.
Yeah. But before this, back when I was in high school, my brother-in-law, my wife's sister's husband, was a drummer, really good jazz type drummer, really, really good. And he had somebody had given him an old Sonar Phonic red sparkle, hideous looking, like they were just junk. He's like, you want them? Have them. Okay. I stripped all the shells off. I mean, not the shells, the wrapping off.
Yeah.
I sanded them all down. I kept just the natural wood. I stained them all and I finished them. And I gigged with them for years when I lived in Charlotte. And I didn't realize how much those things, that was a 1960 era Sonar Phonic. Look that up sometime.
Yeah.
You could get these in mint condition. People are selling them for $3, $4, $5 grand. Just like these guys here.
Yeah.
These guys can sell for a pretty penny. I've seen them go on eBay and some of the other sites that sell just drums for $2, $3 grand easily.
Wow. Interesting. This really intrigues me because I have a kit. In fact, I gigged with it last week in Phoenix, which was a benefit for, and I'm going to be a little selfish and promote something. We had some devastating flooding here.
Yeah, I heard.
Where we're based. And we're running a special for people that want to join our membership site. It's only $3 a month, folks, or $30 for the whole year, less than a bucket of freaking chicken once a month. And you can get in at the premium level, and we're donating a third of everything we bring in October to the Red Cross Globe Arizona Disaster Relief Fund. But I have a kit that I took for that. That's only the second time I actually set it up and played it. First time was at a gig about a year ago. My wife, bless her heart, found this on Facebook Marketplace, and it's a 83 or 84 Tama Rockstar, and it's a 22-inch bass drum, a 14-inch rack tom that sits in a snare basket, and a 16-inch floor tom that's deep. The drums are very deep, and it came with a snare drum, but I use my 13-inch walnut snare drum with it. The wrap had already been taken off of these drums, and the wood is not maple. I think it's ash. I identified it when I first got it, and I don't remember now, but I'm pretty sure it's ash. So I've been thinking, like, what do I want to do with it? I've never had a wood finish kit before. So I'm like, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? I finally figured it out. And a couple friends of mine who do restoration are just too busy. So my wife and I are going to do it. And what I'm going to do is it's a beautiful sort of medium wood tone. And I was almost going to just sand it and finish it. But instead, I'm going to sand it, and I'm going to use not paint, but wood dye so that the grain shows through. And I'm going to dye them like a violet color.
Oh, nice.
And I just need to explore more whether or not I want a matte clear coat or a glossy clear coat. I'm not sure, but violet with this real tight linear wood grain, no swirls. It's just a lot of straight lines. It's going to look so beautiful.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And I've never changed the heads on it. It has the heads. I got it for $65, I think. And when I pulled up, and the young kid was probably 19, 20, young kid, was putting it out because he knew I was coming. And I just felt so bad. And I didn't even get out yet. I rolled the window down and I said, "Are you sure you want to get rid of that?" He said, "Yeah, I'm moving. I just don't have room." And I said, $65. And he said, "Yeah, it came with hardware and everything." So I took cymbals off this kit, cymbals off that kit, and just had so much fun with it. There is a video actually coming out of a 48-minute set that we did. That'll be out next week, actually. And I'm excited about doing it because I've always wanted to refinish a kit.
Yep.
And in 2012, the year before I started Drum Talk TV, I had designed a custom kit, and my wife and I came up with like an icon that she would paint on each drum that would be different. This was before Neil did it, I think. It's before Nico McBrain did it. I have one tattoo of the smiling sun, which has meant a lot to me since I was a little boy, just the whole, what it means and everything. So that was going to be like the centerpiece of it. And then other sort of astronomical signs tied in with other little family Easter eggs and things. But on this kit, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do the dye and a clear coat, the hardware is silver, put it back on, and there'll be nothing else like that. But what you did there by matching, finding that wrap and the vivid colors, like
no. This is the original wrap on this one.
Oh, I thought you. Oh.
No. The wow. the sonar kit.
So how is it that wrap is in such amazing condition?
Dude, I don't know, but I'm not complaining. It's
like a new kit.
Beautiful. Now some of the drum, like this is the 12-inch tom, and it's in really, really good shape. I think one of the floor tom has some type of residue on it that I don't want to scratch it, so I don't want to go crazy with it. So I'm like, it's fine. It's just a small little, I'm not going to worry about it. But the shells are all in pristine shape on the inside. I mean, I clean the insides. Because being stuck underneath the house for 10 years, and mold, and who knows? But I'm just surprised how nice a shape that they're in.
That's awesome. So have you looked at those drums in LED lighting?
No,
because LED lighting will change the magnitude of the colors depending on the light. So for instance, my big blue kit that I use in my studio, it has some red drums mixing right now, but the blue, when I turn on my red and blue little spotlights, it just electrifies. It like glows. So you should check that out.
I will. Yeah.
You can get them at Home Depot, Walmart, LED lighting, and see what it does. You might be surprised how amazing and almost will look like animation, I believe, David.
That's cool. And I'll make sure when I do record a video for a competition, that I'll have some cool lights on it. Right?
Yeah. And make a video. And this is something I'm always asking for from drummers, and I'm so surprised we don't get a lot of them, is rig rundowns. Like, show us your stuff. I mean, I don't get why those are so hard to get. So we'd love to get rig rundowns of both your kits. Anybody else that wants to send them in, just go to big.drumtalktv.com. Submit your videos. We'll post them there. We'll put them on the membership site, and just show us what you got and walk us through it.
That's cool. Yeah.
Easy. It's so easy. A drummer can do it.
That's a good one.
So our next challenge, our current challenge is, and I'm going to ask Stephen to keep me on track here in the comments. Current challenge is Chris Adler of Lamb of God. The next couple challenges, we may add or switch stuff around. However, just for fun, Steve, please go ahead and put in the comments what we have on deck. And while you do, I'm going to give a shout out to someone who's mentioning where they are, sort of in my neck of the woods of where I'm originally from. It says Altadena, California, which is a beautiful part of SoCal, kind of near Pasadena, sort of. I think that's where Descanso Gardens is, which is the first botanical gardens I ever went to as a kid, and then took my kids there when they were little. There's an amazing library there where someone made their own Dewey Decibel system. We have a library here. My wife and I collect old books, and she's making like a Dewey Decibel system. Anyone under 60 has no idea what the fuck that is, right?
That's true. That's true.
But Robert Fernandez, thanks for chiming in. Appreciate it. Anybody else watching, whether on the archive or live, tell us where you're watching from, and check out Drum Talk TV Brilliance. We have fan Q&A sessions with big artists, record producers, record executives. We've had Derek Shulman on twice, who was the head of Polydor Records for a long time, has his own label now. Not just drummers either. We've had Rudy Sarzo. We've had, I'm brain farting now. A lot of different people. We had Todd Zuckerman on from Stick recently.
I caught part of that.
Yeah.
Was it last week or the week prior?
It was, the week before.
Yeah. I love, man, talk about a phenomenal drummer.
And then we've got, I'm looking at on my 9-foot whiteboard, we've got, Cindy Blackman Santana has a date. Rich Redmond has a date. John Hummel is picking a date right now, who does a lot of rock stuff. The Bonzo Bash, he recorded with Lady Gaga. Danny Seraphine from the original Chicago drummer. Ian Pace, Deep Purple. Brian Tichy is scheduled for October 29th. Just a ton of amazing drummers that we're just waiting for some of them to solidify dates. So a lot of fun, folks. Jump in. $3 a month or $30 for the whole year. If you don't like it, you can eject, and we charge you twice. I mean, you get your money. I mean, you know what I mean. Anyhow, we'd love for you to join the fun. But David, I want to thank you again for participating in these challenges. Great job. I just love that you had no idea that you were even going to be in the running. I just love that.
Clueless.
To show you, just put yourself out there, folks. Right?
Yeah. You know, I the recent contest was Travis Barker, right?
Yeah, we did Travis Barker.
Dude, that kid that won first place. When I saw his video online prior to you announcing, I'm like, if this guy doesn't win, I'm gonna have a talk with Dan.
You know what's
phenomenal? He was phenomenal.
Before I saw his video, there was 2 other videos. The first one I saw, I said, "Oh, this is gonna win," and without scoring it yet, I just said, "Oh my God, it's so good!" Like, what's gonna come here? Then the next one was a little better. I thought, "Oh my gosh!" But then when I got to the one who won, which was the second to the last one we judged, just by going by the points, it was like this kid got it. So there's 2 youngsters and a not so old fart that won first, second, third place. So just so you know, folks, first place, just like David, you get a $125 gift certificate to your favorite music store. And if you're elsewhere in the world and they don't have, or even here in Wyoming somewhere where they don't have gift certificates, we'll load up a card for you. But you also get an interview on Drum Talk TV, talk about music, your gear, whatever you want. Second place, $75 gift certificate. Third place, $50 gift certificate. Fourth place, you have to fly out to Globe, Arizona on your own dime and wash my truck. Wait, what?
Glad I haven't won that one yet.
Lots of fun, though. We want to get more people in it. And David, we appreciate you so much being so diligent with just, hey, let me see what I got. Let me see what I got.
No, it's a lot of fun. It really is. I love playing, love recording, and always a pleasure to talk to you. And
thank you. You as well. Send in your fat lip video.
Yeah, thank you. I certainly will, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
And then, folks, it's right there in the ticker. Join us. Be part of the fun game show this Tuesday, October 28th, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Here's a hint to a couple answers, sort of. The theme of that show, there's 3 rounds. The winner of each round spins a prize wheel. And then the 3 winners face off for the final round, get a whole different prize wheel. And it's Disco Collides with Rock. The promo video will be out tomorrow. It's hilarious. You'll see me dancing as disco with satin, wearing satin. And at least 2 of the answers, Disco Collides with Rock, at least 2 answers will be Led Zeppelin songs. Can you think of what those might be?
Dancing Days.
Maybe.
Tune in and find out.
Maybe, I don't know, Killy's Last Stand.
Oh, Disco. Yeah, sure. Good luck with that one.
But David, I'd love for you to join us. Folks watching, join us. Costs nothing to join. Just come, have some fun. That's what it's all about. Take a break from the madness, the drama on social media, the madness on the news, the argument at the dinner table. And if you bring them with you, just don't argue during the game, okay? It's a lot of fun. Folks, thanks so much for joining. David Drezek from Irmo, South Carolina, and myself, first place winner of the Steve Gadd Tribute Drumming Challenge. And we'll be back with more fun before you know it. Maybe
thanks
even
again,
before
Dan.
you want it. Absolutely, David. Thank you. Thanks, folks. See you soon.